Hi everyone, it's Scott from Life Saving Tutors. Just wanted to check in and see how everyone's doing and weathering this storm of working from home. I know it's a lot different than what we're all used to, but hopefully everyone's in their own way staying motivated and productive, going outside, going on walks. Just wanted to offer my help. I love math for some reason. I know that might sound weird, but if you see how the problems are done in a slow and methodical way, hopefully I can inspire some of you to like math as well. One thing that this home quarantine has done with all these students working on Zoom and Skype has kind of shown the power of technology. It's pretty wild. I didn't realize that, no one ever expected this to happen, but the fact that we can all log in to, I've been using Zoom a lot to do my tutoring lessons, and it's been really nice. I can write on the other person's screen with a stylus. I like to write on paper with pencil, so I have a camera on that too. And the cool thing is you can record the screen. I can send it to the students so they can watch it anytime. But luckily we're at a time where the internet in most places is pretty good, and we have these programs where we can video chat, so that's been really helpful. With all that being said, I'm going to start a question of the day kind of vlog, and we're going to start with Algebra 1. So I want everyone to take a look at this question for a little bit, and then I'm going to go over it. And hopefully, if you're bored, you'll do the problem on your own, and then take a look at the video and see if you got the right answer. And I'm going to try and go through every subject from 6th grade math, Algebra 1, pre-algebra kind of stuff, all the way up to calculus. Again, hope everyone's staying safe. If you're not feeling well, stay away from everybody, but go on a walk. And if you see someone coming down the street, maybe go to the other side of the street. I've noticed that's been happening, and everyone's been pretty cordial. We're all smiling at each other, but these are strange times, but I know we're all going to get through it together. All right, so without further ado, take a look at this first question. All right, everybody, take a look at this question. Well, these two questions. They're both really similar, but what we're going to be doing is setting up an equation that represents the data given. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so let's take a look at some of the info in this question. It says a bottle holds 48 teaspoons of vanilla. And excuse my poor drawing skills, but this is the bottle of vanilla. And it holds 48 teaspoons. And it gives you the variables. So it says the amount A. So the amount A in the bottle decreases by 2 teaspoons for every B batch of cookies. So every batch we'll call B. The numbers in this equation are talking about teaspoons, all right? And the letters is the amount we have left and the amount of batches we make. So I've shown this over here, 2 times B. What does that mean? Well, for every batch, we use 2 teaspoons. So this is how your variables will work. The 2 is always 2, but let's say we made, I don't know, let's go big. Let's make 4 batches of cookies, okay? Let's focus it here. Okay, well, we make 4 batches, and we use 2 teaspoons for every batch. We'd have used 8 teaspoons. Okay, well, they want us to make a function rule to represent the situation. So a function rule, otherwise just known as a function, is to represent this situation. We want to know how much is left. Well, the amount we have left is equal to, let's think about it. Well, every time you make a batch of cookies, you're subtracting 2 teaspoons. But what did we start with? We start with 48. So 48 is what we start with, and we're going to subtract out, well, 2 teaspoons
for every batch we make. And you don't need the times sign in this. Normally in math, if it's a number and a variable, you just write them side by side. So 48 minus 2b. All right. Now let's look. The second part of the question says, write a function rule to represent the situation. How much vanilla remains after 12 batches of cookies are made? Well, that's a good question. Okay. Well, the amount we have left, this is kind of part 2 here. The amount we have left is equal to 48, what we started with, minus 2. Well, the amount of batches we make is 12. That's some home quarantine style baking right there. 48 minus 2 times 12, which is 48 minus 24. We'd still have 24 teaspoons left. Okay, that means we'd have half the bottle left, even if we made 12 batches of cookies. So maybe a bottle of vanilla is a good purchase in these trying times. All right? So let me just circle. Let's see, this is our function. And then this is our amount remaining after 12 batches. Amount remaining after 12 batches would be 24 teaspoons. All right, now for the second question, we're talking about party favors. And it says that they cost $2.47 each. And you don't want to spend more than $30. The main question says, what is the domain and range of this? So before we talk about domain and range, let's set this up as a function, because regardless, to know a domain and range, you have to have a function. So we need to know, like, what, kind of similar to that last question, the amount we have left is equal to $30 minus $2.47 per, we'll call it a P for party favor, okay? So this is always true with domain and range. So domain and range is what we put in and what we get out. So the input of the equation, that's our domain. And it's a series of values. Let me get the focus back. And then the range is kind of our output. Like, what can we get? So the domain, well, I could have anywhere, I could have one party favor, and I would have, I don't know, about $27 left. I could have 2 party favors, ... But could I have, could I have 30 party favors? Well, no, because if I had $30 to spend, and I had $2.47 times 30, let's get up the trusty calculator. Don't stress on the easy math here. So 30 minus 2.47 times 30. Well, we'd have negative $44. We'd have spent too much. So, how can we figure this out? We can do this just kind of by trial and error. For Algebra 1, you don't need to think too hard here. Well, it's about, this is like $2.50. So let's think. So that's about $2.50 per party favor. All right. Now, that means every two of them would be about $5. Every 4 of them would be about $10. So every 4 is about $10. Okay? Well, that means we can do 4 for $10. We can do 8 for $20, or 12. If we bought 12 of them, we would be a little bit under $30. So let's just check. So $2.47 times 12. Let's do 2.47. You know what? Just to show the math over here, let's do 2.47 times 12. And now remember, when you're doing multiplication, you don't have to line up the decimals. We just, at the end, we're going to count up how many decimal places we need. So 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 4 is 8, plus the 1 is 9. 2 times 2 is 4. Then we carry a goose egg, or a 0 here. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 4 is 4. And 1 times 2 is 2. Let's add this up. When I think of nines and adding, we just take one away from that number and make it like, add a 1 before it. So that would be 16. This would be 8, so 9, 2. And we have 2 decimal places, so we have 2 decimal places. So we would have spent $29.64. So we could have bought 1 party favor, 2, all the way up to 12. So a domain, which I'll show you, is like basically the list of values we could have put in. And the range, well, if we bought 0 party favors, we would have had $30 left. Or we could have had about $27 left if we bought 1. And if we bought $12, or if we bought 12 party favors, we would do, let's do this, $30 minus $29.64. Well, now we have to line up the decimals. When you're doing adding and subtracting, you gotta line it up. It becomes 2, 10, we'll make it 9, 10, we'll make it 9, 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. Carry the decimal. 9 minus 9 is 0. 2 minus 2. Okay, we'd have 36 cents left. So this is kind of backwards. But let's write our list of values here. So our domain, well, the question just says, what domain and ranges are reasonable for this situation? Well, so the domain is how many could we have bought? If we were just guessing, maybe we could have bought 10 party favors, it'd be about right. But we did the real math here. The domain is anywhere between 1 and 12 party favors. And the range is how much money we would have left. And normally you write the low value first. So let's do, well, we could have had 36 cents left if we bought 12. Focus. Or we could have $30 left if we didn't buy any party favors at all. That would be a bummer of a party, but times like these, you gotta save money. So there you go, that's the domain and range given this function here. So the amount we have left is $30 minus $2.47 times P, which is every party favor we've got. All right, so that about wraps up our first question of the day. I hope it helped, and hope you saw just some quick refreshers on multiplying things with decimals. Remember, when you're multiplying, you just line things up along to the right, and then at the end, you count how many decimals you need to go over. But with adding and subtracting, you gotta line the decimals up. All right, well, we'll be back tomorrow with some more fun math questions of the day.